Okay, on to my next grand experiment, and that is making stone. I'm going to start off with this board, and I'm going to grid it out. And with most projects, I just came up with this idea and decided I'm going to run with it and see if it works. And if it didn't work, I was just going to try something else and move on, because that's what I do. But most of the time when I start something and I experiment with it, you find out that there are parts of it that might be a failure, and then maybe you can just improve on it next time. But the benefit with this one is that the failure didn't really create anything that I can't use, because I want to have irregular stones for my fireplace builds, and I want to have bricks for the exterior of the house. So whatever failures I have on these projects that I'm making on this piece of scrap wood will also have a use. So anything that comes from that failure will also be used, and that is awesome. So I gridded everything out evenly to make a brick shape, and I am hammering nails in at every interval, and here you go. As you can see, I tried to dull the tips of the nails a little bit so they wouldn't crack the wood as I was going down the long sides, but I did, but who cares? It still serves its purpose, right? So now I'm going to add tin foil. Now, one of the first lessons I have learned since doing this is I don't want to glue down the foil anymore. I want to be able to lift it out, so I am going to crumple up the foil and create that beautiful texture, and then I'm going to leave it unglued so I can lift it out once the cement is cast in here. I also am going to put in a variety of different pieces and patches and textures in there, because it adds to the natural look of the stone. And my second change, I think, from this project is going to be the type of string that I used. This is too fibrous, and it actually kind of stuck to the cement. I think I'm going to go to the dollar store and find some cheap dental floss or something and see if that works with wax. But these are just the things I'm going to try on my next round. But this first round still worked. I'd say it was like a 85% success on this experiment. So I'm going to push these strings down nice and tight against the foil, and I'm going to mix together this stuff. It is a craft grade cement. Just need a little bit of water in there, and I want to get it into a pancake mix kind of consistency. And I also added some black paint that has iron in it, and I'm hoping that it will oxidize at some point when it comes into contact with the moisture in the environment, and add more interest and color to the stone. So here is where the gluing it down was probably not a good plan. It still came up. A lot of it broke because it was kind of stuck to the foil, and the foil was stuck to the wood. But as I said before, all the broken pieces will serve their purpose. They will work for my fireplaces. But I did get a good amount of little masonry bricks out of this, and I want you to take a special note of the texture of this rock, this stone here that I made, and see how beautifully the foil has formed a natural shape. I also mixed the darker cement with the lighter cement, so it gave it some color variation, and I'm going to, as I go along, add some other colors in there, maybe like a brown, some blue here and there, to kind of give it a lot of variety. It already has a lot of variety, but as I do each batch, I'm going to make each one a little different, and then mix them all up so I'll have a really nice variety of stones. None of them are the same. You know, they are all different. There's no repeated patterns. They all have a wonderful, rich variety of textures, and I'm really, really happy with how these turned out. I just need to streamline the creation process. But look at how they snap along the lines, because the string weakens the cement there, so you can just bend and snap and they will cut to their shape. And the cool part too is that with that broken edge, it looks more natural as opposed to cut edge. So they look like little natural stones cut by a stonemason. So cute. I'm very excited about them. And I can't wait to get into making the next batch. So here we are breaking some really pretty ones. And most of them came out pretty good. I'd say it was a 50-50, maybe 60-40. I got bricks and broken stuff, so I'm saying the bricks were about 60%. And look at this beautiful striation here, caused by simply changing and adding different pieces of tinfoil in there. And it really mixes up the texture, but look how natural these look. And look how the color variations make it look even more natural as a stone wall. Isn't that adorable? Look how awesome that is. And see how these little broken pieces mesh together easy enough so I can do my chimneys like this. I'm so excited how these turned out. I can't wait to start the next batch and see